Before I get to them, I just wanted to take 1 second to say that I stand here today in this ring not as the COO, not as the executive vice president, not as a game, not as any of that stuff, not as Triple H. I stand here as a little kid, standing here in this ring with the biggest star, the biggest legend, the biggest name, the biggest everything that there has ever been in this business. I stand here humbled and in awe of the immortal Hulk Hogan. And we all stand here in the house that Hogan built, Madison Square Garden. So with that, we have a special presentation for the Hulkster, and like you said, no one would tell him what was going on.
Can I say one thing?
You can. It's your night, you can do whatever you want.
I want everyone to know in Madison Square Garden, this is the gospel truth. The reason I'm back is because of this man right here. He's the man who opens up my communications, and because of Triple H, I'm finally back home. Thank you.
And that is the key. You are back home.
Figure 4 TVers, welcome to my channel. How y'all doing? Hope all is well. And you see I got my mask on today because I gotta hide the haters. I gotta hide from these haters and these trolls. Y'all gotta remember, the average grandmother in this society that we live in now is 45 years old. So if the grandmother is 45, then that means the mother is probably 20, 30, and the child is there. So we in an era in a society where ignorance is high and education is down. So y'all check out this intro, and when we get back, Triple H responds to Hulk Hogan getting booed out his arena. Triple H has reacted to Hulk Hogan being badly booed on stage during an appearance he made at Raw's Netflix premiere event. The recent appearance of Hulk Hogan on WWE Raw was intended to be a celebratory moment, a nod to wrestling's past during a significant event for the company. However, the reception Hulk Hogan received from the live audience painted a very different picture. Instead of cheers and nostalgic chants, the arena echoed with resounding boos, transforming what was meant to be a feel-good moment into a stark display of fairness intent. The contrast was striking. While online discussions surrounding Hulk Hogan often reveals a divided fan base, the live crowd at Raw offered a unified message. They were not happy to see him. From his entrance music to the conclusion of his on-screen segment, the boos were relentless, creating an atmosphere of total disapproval. They didn't stop booing for the entirety of Hulk's appearance on stage, arguably making Hulk Hogan the most unpopular figure present that evening. This unified negative response from the live audience seems to show that a lot of wrestling fans do not want him to be a part of it anymore. Despite the hostile reception in person, some fans online feel that the booing isn't justified, and they feel that Hulk should be given another chance and also should not be judged for his political views. Despite the boos, Hulk Hogan continued with his appearance, seemingly choosing to ignore the negative energy from the crowd, and now even Triple H has spoken out on all of this controversy. He did this by commenting online underneath a video of Hulk Hogan being booed. In Triple H comment, he said, "I think people need to simmer down and show some grace." It seems Triple H is taking the approach of saying that Hulk Hogan deserves forgiveness and doesn't deserve to be booed. Despite this, people are still mad over his past incidents, particularly his use of bad racial language, continue to overshadow his accomplishments in the ring. While some fans may still cherish memories of Hulkamania, many others find it difficult to reconcile those positive memories with his later actions. The boos served as a reminder that these past transgressions have not been forgotten. The overwhelming negative reaction from the live audience has kicked off lots of backlash for WWE. The company's continued association with him, which extends to partnership with his business venture, is now facing increased scrutiny. While the intention may be to capitalize on Hogan's enduring name recognition, the appeal to older fans, the live reaction at Raw clearly demonstrates that this strategy carries significant risk. Now, to be honest with you, and that's what we're going to do today. Today, we're going to just be honest, right? I'm going to pull up everybody that have a problem with Hulk Hogan, and then we're going to talk about the only person that should have a problem with Hulk Hogan. So we're going to start with the only person that has a problem with Hulk Hogan, because that's the only person Hulk Hogan did something personally to, is the Macho Man Randy Savage. Salute and rest in peace to the Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh yeah. Now if your name is not the Macho Man Randy Savage, you need to sit down and shut the fuck up. Hogan did nothing personally to you. Hogan might have got you on some business because Hogan is the ultimate businessman. That's exactly why Hogan is going to take all of this negative energy and gonna make a whole bunch of money off of it. Because Hogan is smart enough to know that any publicity is good publicity. Whether you get cheered or whether you get booed, you are getting reaction. And that's what wrestling is about. That's what pro wrestling is about. Pro wrestling is about getting a reaction. Because if you're not getting a reaction, then you're being ignored. Nobody cares. So Hogan is going to take this straight to the top. All right. So if you're not the Macho Man Randy Savage, oh yeah. For those of y'all that don't know, the reason why Hulk Hogan, or should I say Macho Man Randy Savage, is the only one that can harbor all this hatred towards Hulk Hogan is because Hulk Hogan dibbled and dabbled in his marriage. By way of Vince, Hulk Hogan is the one that went and sheltered Elizabeth from Macho Man. Hogan and his wife Linda put a bunch of stuff in Elizabeth's head. They gaslit Miss Elizabeth, had Miss Elizabeth thinking she was better than what she was without the Macho Man, only for the Macho Man to pull up on Hulk Hogan and surprise Hulk Hogan, like, what you doing? And Hulk Hogan wasn't ready for it. That's why Macho Man punched him in the eye, and that's why Hulk Hogan came to WrestleMania 9 with the eye jammy. Remember that? When he did we're going to get to Bret Hart, but you remember the year where he so-called shiced Bret Hart? We're going to get to that. But that year, he came to that WrestleMania, the largest toga party in Vegas, the last time we were in Vegas for WrestleMania, with a black eye. So the Macho Man got his revenge, and the Macho Man is at peace. Another thing, personally, it is dead wrong for Hulk Hogan to induct the Macho Man into the Hall of Fame knowing this. That's why Vince and Hulk Hogan is going to go to hell, because they try to make it look like it was something that it was not. Vince should never have had Hulk Hogan induct the Macho Man. And that's why Hogan and the Steiners, Scott Steiner, I think it is, got into it. Remember, Hulk Hogan called the police on Scott Steiner because Scott Steiner ran down on Hogan's wife at the time and told him, I'm going to beat Hogan up. I'm going to shoot him because the Macho Man don't like him. So he should not be inducting the Macho Man into the Hall of Fame. That's the only person that should have all this hate and animosity to Hogan. Now, as for my black folks, I know we're not going to sit here and hang our hat on this racism. Oh, he said he didn't want his daughter to date any black people. Hold on real quick. Hold on. Hold on, because I can't even say this with the mask on. Bro, we have a whole red pill community that's telling black men, black boys, do not date black women. That's quite racist, right? Right? I got a little man, and I'm telling my little man, don't date no broke black girls. I tell you, don't date no broke black women. Am I racist? Am I racist? Huh? Am I racist? Because I tell my little man, do not date no broke black girls or no broke white girls. No trailer park trash. Don't bring no trailer park trash to my crib. I told him that. That sounds like logic to me. That don't sound like racism. That sound like smarts. All right, guys, let's start this list. So first up on the list, I'm going to slash this one. I'm going to make this one a 2-in-1 right here. We got Vince Sr. and Sylvester Stallone. These were the first two that had a problem with Hulk Hogan, guys. Understand, Vince Sr. never wanted Hogan to go into Hollywood. In fact, Vince Sr. threatened to fire Hulk Hogan if he go do the Rocky movie. And Hulk Hogan said, man, listen, I'm going to get some big bucks in this movie, in this entertainment, in this Hollywood joint. I'm going. So Hogan went on and went. While filming the movie, Sylvester Stallone put out a little note, a quote, saying that Hulk Hogan was a little bit too rough around the edges for Hollywood. He was hurting the people. He hurt him. And he hurt a bunch of the actors when he had to throw them into the crowd and he sent them to the hospital. So that was the first piece of negativity attached to Hulk Hogan's name. And we all know, Sylvester Stallone, you're an actor. You know what I mean? Even though you played Rocky, you're just an actor. You're nothing physical about you, sir. So we get why you would say Hulk Hogan was a little bit too aggressive and he was a little bit too physical. We get it, Sylvester Stallone. We get it. We understand, along with the fact you probably didn't want Hogan to feature in the movie anyway. He was going to take some shine from you, sir. So it's only right that you hate and throw that hatred out. But still, Sylvester Stallone and Vince Sr., they were done in by Hogan business-wise. That's business. That ain't personal. It ain't nothing personal. Next, guys, we got your boy Harley Race. Now, we already know Harley Race was the big proponent of NWA. He was a big part of NWA. So while Vince was teaming up with Hogan and they was about to get it. They were about to get it. They seen it. Everybody that owned the territory seen what Vince and Hogan was fitting to do. Because it's them two. Them two made wrestling. Now, I don't know who more important. Was it Vince or was it Hogan? But I know them two together was a bad combo. And everybody was hating on them. Everybody. Harley Race. Ole Anderson. Everybody was hating on Hogan. Everybody. So Harley Race, he hated to the point he wanted to go and shoot Hogan's kneecaps off. He dead ass pulled up and was going to sabotage Hulk Hogan's career. That's the hatred, because Vince and Hogan was taking food out of these other territories' mouth. Ain't nobody wanted to watch that bullshit. Ain't nobody wanted to watch AEW. Because that's all AEW is. AEW is a 2.0 NWA/WCW. Nobody wanted to watch that shit. We seen what Hogan and Vince was doing, and that's what we wanted to watch. So Harley Race, that's not personal. That's business, and that's hating. So that's why he hate Hulk Hogan. Next on the list, and I'm going to put these two side by side too. Bob Backlund and the Iron Sheik. Now, I hear a lot of people, I see that Iron Sheik meme running around social media. So, you see, this is what I mean. Remember yesterday's video when I told you how everybody appreciate death? Everybody appreciate Toxic. So now we're in the era where we root for Toxic, right? So everybody like the cokehead, Iron Sheik. Because it's well documented that Iron Sheik had the coke in the locker room. Iron Sheik put our brother Junkyard Dog on to coke. Yeah. Iron Sheik put our brother Badass on to the coke. You know what I mean? New Jack was put on to the coke by Iron Sheik. So this is the man y'all wanna, and this is what I mean, because y'all don't get to know people. Y'all make friends out of common enemies. So because the Iron Sheik don't like Hogan and you don't like Hogan, so you go ride and suck on the Iron Sheik pole. When the Iron Sheik is a whole cokehead. Bob Backlund, we understand why Bob Backlund was hating on Hulk Hogan. Bob Backlund thought that his old vanilla midget self was going to do something. And, bro, Vince had a bigger plan. He had a bigger plan, bro. And it ain't fit you in it. It ain't fit you in it. He was going to run with Hulk Hogan. And if your name wasn't Hulk Hogan, you were going to have to fall back and just cash the checks. Fall back, shut up, and cash checks. But of course, everybody who tasted a bit of success and everybody who tasted the championship always want to keep it. Always want to keep it. They forget that it's a bigger picture. Pro wrestling is a bigger picture. With Bob Backlund as our champion for all of them days, all the times he sold out Madison Square Garden, it cannot attest to one night, Saturday night main event. It wasn't even a Saturday night. It was a Friday night. You see the ratings we got that day? We will never see those numbers again, aside from the fact that the average grandmother is 45 and the household, the family dynamic is torn apart now in 2025. So you will never have family inside the house all together watching TV at 11 o'clock at night. You will never get that again. Family don't even eat at the same table, at the dinner table together anymore. Do you understand that? There is no family dynamic anymore, guys. It's single mother real. We live in single mother culture, guys. So it's the moms, it's the child, and then the dad somewhere else. So it's no more family. That family dynamic is gone. And that's why the ratings for TV is down. So Bob Backlund, what was you planning to do? On your back, we would have never have gotten here, Bob Backlund. And that's no diss to you. That's no shade to you. You are a great wrestler. But unlike AEW, we going to go with our superstars. We going to put our chips in our superstars basket so that our wrestlers can cash nice checks. It don't work like that when you put your eggs in the wrestler's basket. When you put your eggs in the wrestler's basket, then everybody struggling to make ends meet because wrestlers don't sell tickets. Superstars sell tickets. Remember that, Bob Backlund. Let's get to the next one. Now, this next one is funny. This next one is hella funny because this is the participation award right here. Jesse the Body Ventura. Now, we know why Jesse the Body Ventura got all this hatred for Hulk Hogan. And it's not because Hulk Hogan ratted on him when he was trying to do a union. This man stole superstar Billy Graham's whole gimmick. And Hulk Hogan took shades from superstar Billy Graham gimmick and got over. So now Jesse the Body Ventura is left to not even get over. Understand, Jesse the Body Ventura got injured. So this is an injured wrestler who want to get paid the same as Hulk Hogan. Now, I ain't the smartest person in the world, but if I work on a skill and I have a skill and the skill separate me from the rest, I don't want to get paid as the rest. I do not want to get paid as the rest. Only person with this mindset is a loser. Only person that want to get equal results instead of the equal opportunity is a loser, and that's what the union is. So I'm not even going to hold you. If I was Hulk Hogan, I would have told too, boy. I'm the reason why you cashing big checks, and you want to sit here and even the playing field out. You want me to get paid the same as Jimmy Snuka. You want Hulk Hogan to get paid the same as Jimmy Snuka and the same as Jesse the Body Man. You stupid, man. Go sit down, bro. Go sit down. That's why Jesse the Body Ventura is mad at Hulk Hogan. And Bobby the Brain Heenan, who we all respect as the greatest commentator of all times even blew that up. He blew that up. If you want to hear somebody talk about Hulk Hogan, go watch a Bobby the Brain Heenan interview. He keep it 100. He tell you Hogan's flaws, and he tell you the things that Hogan did that were great, with no bullshit. Bobby the Brain Heenan brings us to the Ultimate Warrior. Now, the Ultimate Warrior, he thought he was the same as Hogan. Now, we're going to chalk this up to Vince McMahon, because we don't know what Vince McMahon was telling Ultimate Warrior in them personal private meetings when he knew he was losing Hulk Hogan. Remember, Ultimate Warrior was supposed to usher in the new guard. Once Hogan left for the steroid scandal, we had Ultimate Warrior. Right? When Hogan went to go do movies, he dropped the title to Ultimate Warrior, and Ultimate Warrior wasn't selling. Ultimate Warrior did not sell as the WWE champion. And part of that was because of creative. They had Ultimate Warrior destroying every single body as the Intercontinental Champion. He beat everybody on his way up the charts for the Intercontinental title. So that when he beat Hogan for the World's title, we had no opponents for this man. We sent them in there with Ravishing Rick Rude again, who he already beat and lost to. So we already saw the whole feud for the IC title. Now you got them in there challenging for the World's title. On top of that, you bring Hogan back. You put Hogan against the Earthquake. So you give us a new match that nobody saw. So we're more invested in that because we saw Ultimate Warrior versus Ravishing Rick Rude for the IC title. So we're not interested in that for the World's title. And Ultimate Warrior goes into his emotions. He starts feeling himself. He forgets that wrestling is scripted television. He forgot. He thought that he really was dope. He thought that we really was invested in them weird-ass promos of his. Stars and Galactics and all of that. Warrior, you never was Hulk Hogan, boy. And I liked you. I was all for that. I was with the new move. Like, all right, so this is going to be our baby face now? I'm with him. He got the colorful. He looked like Sting. Remember? We all knew Sting over there in WCW, NWA, and we liked Sting. You know what I mean? So when we saw our version of Sting in WWF, WWE, which was the Ultimate Warrior, we was all for it. But you was not Hulk Hogan, bro. You did not sell like Hulk Hogan, and you were not Hulk Hogan, bro. Get about your feelings. You have no reason to be mad. Hogan did nothing to you personally. Let's take a break and give an honorable mention to somebody that needs to get a little bit more credit than what we give him. Psycho said Vicious, Psycho said Justice, whatever you know him as. This is the man that kicked out of the big leg drop, the first man to kick out of the leg drop. This is also the man to turn the fans against Hulkamania. Now, when we go back to the 1992 Royal Rumble, I want y'all to know this is the first time I ever heard the audience boo Hulk Hogan. When Hulk Hogan when Hulk Hogan got eliminated, and then he went and reached over and grabbed Said Justice's arm after being eliminated fair and square and pulled Said Justice out with the assist of Ric Flair, the fans started booing. And it is documented by Said Justice. I'm sure you can go find the interview. While Said Justice was in the back in the gorilla position, Hulk Hogan came back there crying and whining about the fans booing him. So honorable mention to Sid. Still, that was nothing done to Sid personally. Hulk Hogan just got a D. He got to eat that. All right, now let's get to Mr. Bret Hart. Mr. Bret Hart issue was never with Hulk Hogan. His issues were always going to be with Vince McMahon. It's not the other person's fault that Vince promised you something and then gave it to the other person. Vince always kept Bret Hart on a save me leash. I'm going to call it a save me leash because Vince never fully was committed with making Bret Hart his WWE champion. He only fell back on Bret Hart when he had no other options, guys. Understand, this is the man who made Diesel, Big Daddy Cool, Diesel, green ass Diesel, our world heavyweight champion because he could not get over Hulk Hogan. Remember? This is the guy who brought in Lex Luger and the Lex Express to make a whole new Hulk Hogan. And every time he picked one of those guys, guess who he shitted on? Guess who run he stopped? Bret Hart. He even used Shawn Michaels over Bret Hart one time. And then when Shawn Michaels took his ball and ran home, he ended up having to go back to Bret Hart. He even went to Stone Cold. Like, Bret Hart was always his backup plan. So Bret Hart got every reason to be mad at Hogan because he don't want to blame Vince. But we all know what it is, bro. We all know that your problems, Bret Hart, lie with Vince. Vince knew you were good, but he just didn't know that you were great. And he didn't respect your greatness. That's not Hulk Hogan. So Hulk Hogan is not wrong when he say, I don't want to drop the title to Bret Hart. Why would I drop the title to Bret Hart when you don't even trust Bret Hart to be the flag bearer? I'm dropping it to Yokozuna. And no, I'm not fighting Bret Hart at WrestleMania because Bret Hart is not on my level. That's business. Nothing personal in that. So Bret Hart don't have a reason. He don't have a reason to hate Hogan either. Stick to hating Goldberg, Hart. But you don't hate Hulk Hogan. You hate Vince. But not least, one of the people that I think had their fingertips all over this rib and all over the fact that they sent Hulk Hogan out there to get booed, Shawn Michaels. I know Shawn Michaels and Triple H got a good old laugh on Monday night. Especially Shawn, for what Hogan did to him in 2005. Now, technically, personally, Shawn might have a reason to not like Hogan. Because, remember, Shawn came back, and Shawn was a whole different person. Shawn was on a good run. He had good spirits. He was uppity. You know what I mean? He was back. And him and Hogan was supposed to do a 3-series match with Hogan winning the battle. But it was going to be face versus face. Hogan did not want to do the face versus face. Hogan, being a traditionalist, he wanted it to be a heel versus face. He wanted to be the face, and he wanted to heel Shawn Michaels. They had one match. Hogan won, and that's it. Hogan never returned the favor, and that's criminal, Hogan. That's criminal. That is criminal, bro. That's wrong. But we not going to talk about the people that did not want to lose. Because a lot of the wrestlers don't want to lose, right? Y'all tell me that Stone Cold Steve Austin is y'all GOAT, right? But Stone Cold Steve Austin also took his ball and went home when he had to lose to Brock Lesnar, right? When he had to put Brock Lesnar over, Stone Cold didn't want to do it. And we all know Brock Lesnar went on to be $1 million for the company. So why Stone Cold didn't want to put him over? Oh, so we don't have this selective outrage on Stone Cold, right? On top of Stone Cold not wanting to do business, let's get personal with Stone Cold because this is y'all GOAT. A lot of the mentally disturbed folks that really don't know wrestling or that's new to wrestling, their God is Stone Cold Steve Austin. And Stone Cold Steve Austin was invited to the Netflix debut. Stone Cold Steve Austin got his own beer, right? Why is his beer brand not in the middle of the ring? Why Stone Cold didn't come to show love to the fans that love him? Because he the GOAT of wrestling, right? If he the GOAT of wrestling, if he the GOAT of the WWE, when they invite him to events like this, premier events like this, he should come, right? If he care about you, because y'all care about him, that's y'all GOAT, right? Exactly, bro. Stone Cold, we know Stone Cold is a documented woman hitter. He a woman abuser, too. On top of that, he a woman abuser. but y'all love him. See what I mean? See what I mean, guys? It's weird, yo. But y'all, I ain't gonna hold y'all. I hope if you didn't know a lot of the stuff that we went over today, now you know this. And you can go look it up. There's interviews. There's tons of shoot interviews with all of the information that I gave you in those interviews. You can believe what you want to believe. But if you're not going to believe the truth, then you're going to be confused. And you're probably going to be out here regurgitating stuff that make you look dumb. All right? Understand that. Now, I hope y'all enjoyed the content today. Again, for this video's comment question, did Hulk Hogan deserve to be booed?
This is a wreck. He's moving like an uncaged animal.
No lie, he's wild in there.